Hello guys, this is Captain 388. Hope you're all doing great. So I'm coming to you with another video. I know it's been some time since I've made any videos. I think the last video I made was the Concorde video, which is about a month ago, I believe. So I apologize. I just haven't had any new models or anything really to make a video of. So I apologize, but I think I will be getting probably 2 to 3 new models within the next 2 weeks. So definitely stay tuned for that. But yeah, this video is basically going to be a tutorial. It's going to be, I think, 1 out of 2 or 3 tutorials that I'm going to make about how to make the model airport. A lot of people have been asking me how to do different parts of the airport, such as the apron, such as the building foils, and other various parts. So this is going to be part 1 of probably 2 tutorials. And in this video, I'm going to discuss how to do the building foils, how to apply the foils onto the building. Now, before watching this video or before doing the work, I suggest you go to my YouTube page and watch this video, the one that says Model Airport Materials. In that video, I discuss all the materials that I used to make my model airport: the balsa wood, the paint, the glue, the different tools that I used. So I strongly recommend you watch that video first. That way what I say in this video makes more sense. So watch that video, and once you've watched that video, watch this video. So yeah, so basically people want to know how I made the buildings. It's actually very simple. So as I said, I strongly suggest you work with balsa wood. Okay, balsa wood is very cheap and very thin, flexible, and very lightweight wood that you can buy at Michael's or any hobby store. So once you have your balsa wood, design the building that you want to make, whether it's an airport terminal or a tower or a skyscraper or just the building you want to make, right? Once you have your building designed, make it with your balsa wood. Okay. Now for this example, I'm assuming that I've made a square building, just a simple rectangular box building. Okay. First thing you want to do is you go to Microsoft Word. Okay. Open up Microsoft Word and measure the sides of your buildings. Okay, so first we're going to focus on the sides, the 4 sides of the building. So let's say that the building is 5 inches tall by 5 inches wide. Okay, so I go to Microsoft Word, go to Insert, and then go to Shapes, and because it's a rectangular building, go to Rectangle. Okay, and you're going to just draw a rectangle. Then right click, go to Format Auto Shape, and under the Size tab, put in your measurements. So let's say that this one side of the building, or all the sides, are 5 inches in height by 5 inches in length. So you put in your sizes and you press OK, and that gives that formats this rectangle to those measurements. Okay. Once you have that, put that aside. Now we want to focus on what are we going to put on the building. What type of exterior, what type of foil are we going to cover this box with? So for that, you can go to what I did is I went to Google. Okay, go to Google, and then just under images, just type in different. You have to. This is something that you have to play with. So just type in, for example, building windows. Okay. And you're going to get a bunch of different building windows. Okay. Once you find one that you like, that you feel suits your building or whatever you like, for example, let's go with this one right here. Okay. This is perfect. Okay. So we just copy this and we paste it. Okay. Wait for it to paste. We paste it. Move this box here. There it is. So these windows, as you may notice, are a little bit too big for a 1/400 scale diorama. So we have to make them a little small. So you just shrink this. You can drag this shape or this picture and make it smaller or bigger. Make it smaller. Okay. And I already did this right here. Okay. So I made it to the size where it looks good enough to fit a 1/400 scale model. Okay. Once you've done that, you copy this and you paste it here on on Microsoft Paint. You open up Microsoft Paint and you paste it there. Okay. Now we're only going to use these bottom squares. We're not going to use this top one right here. So we're going to delete that one, this top one up here. Okay. Now what you do is basically using Microsoft Paint. You go to the top. You go to this little box over here with the little zigzaggy, and this lets you cut stuff and move it around. Okay. So you just want to cut these boxes and place them next to each other. Okay. To make one big piece. Okay. So you do that over and over. You place these over and over, and you get what I did over here. Okay. So I pasted these three together, and I made one big piece. Okay. Now you just want to keep on doing that over and over, placing these on top of each other, over and over like that, until you make bigger and bigger pieces, like this one right here. Okay. Then once you have bigger pieces like that, you can make a big square like this. Okay. And you just keep making it bigger and bigger. Okay. Then what you do, you take your square that you took earlier, which has the exact size of the sides of your building. You copy it and you paste it onto Microsoft Paint here. And that will be your outline. Okay. Once you have that, you start placing these building windows onto that square to fit perfectly within that square. And you start doing that until you cover up the whole square, kind of like this. You just keep doing that until you cover up the square. Okay. Once you're done, you have a square like this. Okay, it's covered up. Oh, sorry. It's covered up, and that is one side of your building. Okay. Once you have that, if in this case, since it's a square box, all the sides are the same. So all you have to do now is you just print this out 4 times. Okay, and you can print it out here on Microsoft Paint, or you can copy it and paste it and print it out on your Microsoft Word. Either way. And if you watch the material, the video that I made about the materials that I used, use photo paper or matte paper. Okay, it's very special paper. It's kind of pricey, but I recommend using this paper because of the picture. This printout will come out really clear and just really vibrant. Okay, and when you print, you want to print in the highest setting that you can. Okay, the best setting that you can. That way you want to get the greatest detail of these windows. Once you've printed out the side of the building, in this case, you print this out 4 times, you cut them out, okay, and you just, with a glue stick, you apply some glue onto your box or onto your building, and you apply these foils onto the face of the building. And you do that. In this case, since it's a square box, I would do this 4 times, placing one of these foils on each side of the building. And that would give it the look of a building with windows, you know. Now, for the top. The top would be the roof. Okay, for a roof, typically buildings like skyscrapers or big buildings, usually the roof is some of them have pebbles or rocks, these tiny rocks on the roof of the building. Okay, so what I did is I went to Google again, and you just put in like pebbles, or just work with it. Put rocks, pebbles, whatever you can find. Okay. For example, here we can get this one right here. Okay. This is a picture of a bunch of little pebbles. Okay. It's a big picture. Letting it load here. It's a little slow. So as you see here, this is a big picture of a bunch of pebbles, right? So you copy this again, and you paste it onto Word once again. Okay, delete that. Paste it onto Word. Okay, once it's pasted, now obviously these rocks are way too big for a 1/400 scale. So you want to make this tiny. I mean, to the point where it's 400 scale. That would be about that size. Okay, that's tiny. So basically now what you do is you go back to Microsoft Paint. You paste that little square there. Using your magnifying, it's going to look pixelated, but obviously it's really tiny. you're going to do the same thing you did with the building. You're just going to copy and paste it on top of itself over and over and over, like that. See, and it looks from the big view, it looks like a bunch of little pebbles. And again, you're going to do that over and over and over until you have a big square. And you measure the top of your box, okay, which will be, or the top of your building, sorry. The roof, what's going to be the roof of your building, you measure that, and you do the same thing. Once you have your square, let's say the size of your roof is this big or whatever, you do the same exact thing as earlier. You just apply this onto your building, onto the box, like that. And you just do that over and over until you have your your roof. Let's just say the roof is that big, just for make this faster. So there you have the roof. So you just print that out and you apply that onto your roof, and that'll give the impression that it's a roof with little pebbles. And that's basically it. You just do that over and over. Again, working with Google Images, finding windows or building exteriors, whether it be brick or cement or whatever it is that you may like. Just work with this. Work with Google Images. Type in different textures, building or brick building. Let's say you wanna put a building with a brick exterior. You just go here and you just work with this. You know, you can just copy and paste this and take out the brick, and you just work with it. But really, that's how it is. You just copy paste. You resize it to make it fit a 1/400 scale diorama. Once you have that, you place it onto Word, and you just copy and paste it over and over until you have a big piece like this. You apply that onto the sides of your building, or one of the sides of your building. You print it out, you cut it out, and you paste it onto your box, onto your wood, balsa wood frame, and there you have a building. So it's rather again simple. Again, it does take some patience. It does take some being really good with measuring the sides, making sure that you get the exact measurements, and that's basically it for this tutorial. I mean, if any of you have any further questions, please feel free to comment or comment on this video, send me a message. But I hope that this video helped you, and I hope I explained it well enough for you to understand how to do this. So please stay tuned for part 2, where I will discuss the apron, how to do the aprons for the airport.